Audio check, 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 check. Yeah, we'll try that. Evening, guys. Welcome to HOR Season 14. We're round 3 at the Miami Grand Prix. Short qualification with a 29-lap, 50% race. Only, yeah, Charlie, only me tonight. Rob is packing his house, ready to move. So he won't be here. In fact, he won't be racing on Thursday and I believe Sunday as well. Adam's going to miss commentating on him. Hello, Luke. How are we? I think we're readying up. We've got 16 anyway. I will flick through the leaderboard at the moment. Where are we? HOR. I think it was a pretty decent race at Saudi last week anyway, with Jensen back on the podium. Jensen won last week. Silly Sly Guy was second. He won the week before at Qatar as well, so he's top. They're all... That's not helpful. I will try and go through the leaderboard, but the points are away from the names. Silly Sly Guy's first on 47. Jensen's behind him on 37. Macho's just behind on 32. Pepin's on 26. Smalley's on 24. Fight Me Now Bot is on 17. Liam is on 14. So is Mr. Rage. TF Lynx is on 13. I think they were a new racer last week. I don't think they were here the first week. No, they weren't, but they finished fourth, so they've definitely shown they've got pace to stick with some of these front guys as well, and hopefully get a podium here. He's 9th anyway. He's on the same points as Zero in 10th on 13. Nathan's on 9 points. George is on 8. Rude Gillett's on 7. Lou's on 5. So is Charlie. New Nick's on 4. Extremist on 3 with David Enchu. Pelly's on 2. And there's quite a few on none, including Chris Allen, actually, who's retired in both races. So's Bullet. They've been 2 who haven't finished a race yet, so hopefully they can get some points on the board today. I know Chris is here. Bullet Jet's here as well. So yeah, hopefully they can both get some points. It doesn't look like it's raining anyway in quali, which is decent for around here. I think, is that Jensen coming out? He usually likes to get out first. Pretty loud actually. We'll just check audio once more. I think that might be okay. It's because Rob isn't in the chat, so it's very, very loud at the moment. I've sorted my audio, so hopefully it won't be too loud now for the cars. Aero's just starting a lap anyway. Yeah, that's a lot better. Thanks, Luke. I will try and keep on sectors here as well. And I have to keep an eye out for this corner right here. A lot of people like going a bit wide there, and it doesn't invalidate your lap. So throughout the race, I'll probably keep an eye out there. I missed Aero's first sector anyway. I will keep up with it. Rob's usually here to help me, so this won't be as easy as the first 2 weeks, but we'll see what we can do. Yeah, sector 2 here is, you have to flow through it, I think, and these guys do. Some of these guys are just very good at this, and I can't. I'm braking and accelerating. I think that might be possibly Rage is also out on a lap. Coming into the last corner though. Aero's lap looked decent actually. It didn't look like he lost too many tenths around any corners for traction, so probably decent. 127.6. I don't think I would use Chris's setup, but good luck, Charlie. Where are we now? AlphaTauri's going to cross the line. We'll try and find them as they come down. I might as well stay on with Macho as he's coming into the last corner anyway. Sean Larry there, 127.3. So Aero's time wasn't great, but Sean Larry's 3/10 quicker than him at the moment. Macho's going to come to the line this. Could be in a 26 actually. Yeah, it's a 26.1. So Macho's done what he's done in the first 2 races of the season. He's put a marker down with a very good lap there. Smalley's done a 27.5 there. It goes in between Sean Larry and Aero. Bullet Jet at 127.6. Where's Chris? Chris is just coming sector 2, Chris is. 29.6 in sector 1. Yeah, Macho's been very good with his pace. I think he might have had an incident last week which cost him, but I would think another couple of people will get up to that time. He'll probably definitely want to get into a 25 here. Lynx there's done a 27.6. Mr. Ray's 27.7. Newnick's done a 27.8, and David Entry's 28.0 at the moment. There are a couple of cars in front of Chris, so one's probably Pepin as well. He's just about to finish a lap. Chris's last corner didn't look very great, but at least he knows he's got time in this lap next time round. It's going to be a 27.4. He's put himself third at the moment, but I mean, second place is 1.2 seconds off of Macho's time at the moment. Where's Silly Sly Guy? He's gone through the first sector on a 29.4. Or is Rude gonna... Rude's on an invalidated lap, so we'll switch on with Silly. He's been pretty pacey as well throughout the first 2 races. I would think Jensen will be up there as well. Chris has obviously got time in that lap. You saw his last corner. He probably lost a good half a second. Rude Gillett hasn't put a lap in. I think he'll be up there as well. So the only person who I think we're missing from that front pack is Fight Me Now Bot, who couldn't race tonight. Silly's going to be in a 126 here. 126.3. He's gone second. 2 tenths behind Macho's time there. That's a great time for Macho. 2 tenths clear of the next car, and a lot of cars a long way back. Jensen's in the pit. He didn't like his lap. So is Rudy. Charlie's on an out lap. We'll try and find someone who is... Pepin's just about to start a lap. There's Bullet Jet. Bullet Jet's on an invalidated lap. We'll stick on with Pepin. No, he's going to box. Okay. Those two have boxed as well. Try and find someone who's on a lap here. I think Bullet Jack. He's not. No, he's got no ERS. So he's boxed quickly. Right. Sector 1. Sector 2. Even Sector 1. Mr. Rage, he's a very quick man. Actually, in this, I think he's 6th or 7th in the table. He surprised me last season with the pace. He's had a couple of incidents this season, but he's got pace to stick with some of these guys at the front anyway. Charlie was the first to go onto a lap, so we'll stick with him and see how he gets on. Long DRS straight here as well, or two of them in fact, which makes for good overtaking, I guess. We'll see a lot of overtakes today, try and keep everyone interested. That looked very clean from Charlie there anyway. I know a lot of people can bounce off that inside right curb there. Yeah, it is just a bit. I mean, Silly come out a bit later and done his, but yeah, Macho's time's a bit impressive at the moment. I mean, even if you find a second, Chris, you'll be like Rob. He found 8/10 the other night and only moved up one. He only moved up one spot, which is crazy. Some of these guys have got time in their lap. So Charlie there did a 1:28.0. Zero's going slow on his lap. We'll see how Sean Larry's getting on. He's 2.5 tenths up, it says anyway. 2.5 tenths. I mean, he needs to find over a second to move up, but he can try and build a big enough lead. Over 4th here. 26.9. So he's down into the 26. He's got half a second on Chris there in 4th. We'll stick on with Mr. Rage. I know Steven's probably going to enjoy this. New Nick's in front of him as well. We'll keep out for their sectors. Yellow flag sector 3, it's just someone slowing down. You see Mr. Rage there, keeps it nicely inside that right-hand curve. One of the Ferraris is on a hot lap, but I don't think... Yeah, Nick's in front of Mr. Rage. We'll see if he can find any time. I mean, he only has to find a couple of tenths here and he could move all the way up to 5th. It's very, very tight from 4th down at the moment. You got 6 tenths from 4th to 12th, so, well, 4th to 13th. I think Pepin there, he didn't... There's a few people, I think, going to start their lap, but I think New Nick in front and Mr. Rage here aren't going to have any issues. Mr. Rage there, he found 3.5 tenths, but he stayed 11th, which is strange. Unless he invalidated that somewhere. I don't think he did. Jensen there's done a 1:26.7. His first lap's up there. And so is Rugulitz. His is up there with 1:26.7 as well. Still 6 tenths off of Macho's time though. Munich did a 1:27.5 in the end. He's up to 8. We'll try and find someone who's on a lap here. Pepin will have started one. We'll stick on with him while he's going through sector 2. Again, he only needs to really find about 3 tenths and he could find himself in that top 10 quite easily here. Still can't believe that time for Macho at the moment though, up there with 126.1. I know Silly is just behind him, but I need to read that because it's too big for my screen. Yeah, it probably will. I mean, Charlie, you're not last at the moment, so you're all right. I mean, 15 people get points. You've got points this season anyway. Pep in there with a 127.2. He's moved himself up to 6th in front of Chris there. He found a good chunk of time there because he was down in 12th, I think. So, yeah, he's up to 6th. There's links on the lap here. Possibly. Macho's probably got time in his lap, but I mean, he might want to save a pair of softs. He doesn't exactly have to do a lap here if he doesn't want to. He probably will do one more just to make sure. At the moment though, Smalley's looking similar time to Pepin if he can find a couple of more tenths in this. He needs to find 3 to get up to 6th here. Then there's another big gap up to Sean Larry in 5th, who actually got into a 126 as well. He's sitting on a 126.9. It's going to be on a 127 dead. So he's moved up to 6th there. He's found a good chunk of time as well. I think some of these will want to be coming out as late as possible. Pepin might be out of fuel. In fact, Pepin is out of fuel. I don't think he got in the way of the, is that George? No, he's boxing anyway. And Rude's invalidated his lap. So yeah, with 3 minutes to go though, Macho's definitely put a stamp on qualifying. He hasn't had to come out and do a second run yet. I don't think I've seen Silly do a second run either yet. Jensen wants to get his last lap over and done with. There is a hash. Smalley's on an invalidated lap, that's why. I don't know if he'll have time to box and come back out, so that might be Smalley's qualifying done. He has no ERS or fuel, it looks like. Jensen's trying to get rid of a lot of fuel anyway. Trying to have minimal on for when he starts his lap. He will be the first person, unless someone overtakes him, to do their final run then. We'll work out now who's behind him. It might help in the... Chris is there, so his teammate. Mr. Rage. Okay. It must give you quite a lot of fuel then with 5 laps. Or more over. Or whatever you can take it down to. Anyway, Jensen, like I said, will be the first, and I think it'll be Zabo and then Mr. Rage. We'll see if any of these guys can find time in their last run. Sector 1 looks pretty good from Jensen there as well. Had to let off there slightly. I don't know if that's going to cost him much time. He's up by 1.5 tenths though. He needs to find 4 if he wants to get up to the front row here. Just even a couple of hundredths will pass through Gillett, so he'll probably want to be looking for at least maybe half a second here. looked like he went slightly wide there and he might have caught the wall a bit. He's still only up by around about 10th and a half, and he might have lost time coming down here, so if he can improve a little bit, at least it'll move him up to third for now. He had got a Ferrari in front of him, but I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference. He only found a 10th, so he moves up to third for now. Zero was the next to cross the line. He's up by 2/10. He moves up to a 27.4 in 8th. Mr. Ray's 27.3. He's moved up quite a lot of places there, actually. I think he was down in 13th, so he's definitely shot up. Chris there was a 1:27.0 as well. This is where they all come in quite quickly, isn't it? Rugillet is finished. So is Smalley as well. Is that Silly? Silly's teammate Link. I'll see if he's up first, because he's going to cross the line. So he's up by 3/10, which is going to improve him probably up to 10th, I think, here. No, he's 9th. He moved up a lot more. It was 4.5 at the end. Silly's going to box. He didn't want to finish off his lap. There are 3 cars in front of Macho doing the lap. We'll see if we can get into a 25. It's going to be close. It's 26 dead, high 20. Well, yeah, very high 26.0. Good effort from him anyway. Pepin's up by a 10th. He can move up a couple of places there. I think Munich's just gone into 6th there with a 1:27.0 as well. That's a decent lap from him. Pepin's going to be in a 1:26 here as well. 1:26.9. It's moved him right in front of his teammate there. They are 9/10 to a second off of Polo at the moment. I think Zero is out. Yeah, Zero is not on the lap. So that is qualifying finished. And a very, very good qualifying from Macho there. I mean, he's got 6 to 7 tenths on Jensen and Rude there. Silly's put in a 1:26.3 and boxed on his last lap, so he might have another 10th or 2 in there. But I can see at the moment, if looking at that, the front 2 are going to pull away. If they can get out of DRS, there could be a very, very good battle here for third place. Qualifying done then. Macho first, Silly second, Jensen third, Rugillet 4th, Shanlary 5th, Pepin 6th, Munich 7th, Smalley 8th, Chris Allen 9th, Bullerjack 10th, Lynx is 11th, Mr. Rage is 12th, Zero 13th, Rudy 14th, David Enchu 15th, Charlie is 16th, George is 17th, and that makes up the grid. He might have had 2. He might have gone out in a warm one. I mean, you get 3. He only did 2 runs, so he's probably going to save one for the race. I think it was Qatari used a soft to pull away at the beginning, and I think it worked for him. Until I think he got a time penalty. Yeah, he did get a time penalty in the end. I think everyone apart from Silly got one, and he claimed the winning Qatar. It was a very, very close race, actually, that. But some of these might start on a soft. These guys can manage their tyres a lot better than me, so. And I enjoy doing a soft to medium these days. Even though it's slower. Rob tells me all the time, but I can't see the sector times. I don't think I can. I don't think it's on here. I've tried to look for it before, but it would have been interesting to see where Macho had half a second on Jensen, even if it was maybe in all 3 or just the last couple, or Jensen may have gone for a different wing setup here as well. I know he said he's had a bit of trouble with the rear end in the last couple of races, so he might have gone for a higher downforce setup here. I don't think formation lap will be on either, so we'll probably get straight into it. Looks like the race is sunny anyway, so no rain that I can see at the moment. All right, 1 lights, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Very long lights, and we're off. And we'll scroll back to a couple to see who had a decent start there at the front. I think everyone stayed in position there. Rude might be trying to go down the insides. New Nick's got in front of Smalley there. I think there is a yellow flag at Sector 1. I don't know if a couple of people got caught up. It looks like a Alfa Romeo and a Williams are at the back. That would be Zero and Lynx. I think Mr. Rage lost a couple of places in that as well. Charlie's moved up quite a few. But Macho kept position, so did Silly Sly Guy and Jensen and Rude. Pepin's just got in front of Sean Larry there. And there's another Ferrari just behind the AlphaTauri there making a move. That's Nick. And Sean Larry and Smalley are going to go side by side in front of him as well. Sean Larry just comes in behind. So I don't think we had one incident. It's cost him 5 seconds at the back as Mr. Rage gets past George there. Going down the straight, we'll just see if anyone's close enough to make a move. Without DRS, I wouldn't think so. We'll get some of this up so you guys can see as well. So Macho, Silly Sly Guy, Jensen and Rude all started on hards. Smalley at the moment is the only one in the top 5 on a medium. Pepin, Sean Larry, New Nick is on hard. David Enchu's on medium as well. Then Chris and Buller is on hard. Rudy's on medium. Charlie, Rage are on hards. George is on medium, and Lynx and Zero are also on a medium tyre as well. Is that Chris and Buller Jet? They're going side by side, and that's killed the camera angle. I don't know if Buller's got an issue here because he had Rudy all over the back of him in a very short space of time as well. Keep an eye on these gaps. Smalley might, I think he might have just, oh no, there's a car lagging in front of him. Rudy possibly. Or it looked like it on my screen anyway. Mediums will definitely keep him up. Like I said, Macho's gone. Smalley's already used 50% of his battery though. Silly Sly Guy's on 30. I think he's trying to stay in DRS for lap 3, but Macho is saving a bit more than he has done. Jensen's on 100%. I think he might have just flipped the wall there as well. There is a yellow flag. Someone's back there. Is that Bullet Jet? No. Safety car. Okay, safety car, but I'm not sure. There must just be wing on the track somewhere. We'll try and catch it on George's camera, but that will help with these guys at the back to catch up. We got to lap 2 anyway. Safety car will probably only be out for a couple of laps here as well. We'll see if Smalley, I mean, who's boxed there? Nick. New Nick's box. We'll see what tyre he's going to put on. I think it is a bit early for the medium guys to box. I mean, you can't really go hard to the end. New Nick did, I needed a wing, that's why he's boxed. Mr. Rage is boxed as well, and so's Charlie. They've all boxed, they're on fresh mediums. George and Lynx boxed before, one's on hards, one's on mediums as well, but everyone pretty much is right on the back of the safety car, so it won't be long until that goes in. Not this lap, probably the next one. We had a decent start there anyway. I think a few people made up a couple of positions. I will check that. Yeah, David Enchu's made up 9 places. Is he on a medium? Yeah, he's on a medium. I know a couple of people boxed, but I only think Nick was in front of him. So yeah, he's made up a big chunk of space there. Smalley's moved up 3 as well. He is on a medium. Rudy's up 4. Sean Larry's lost 3, and so Pepin's lost 1. Bullet Jet's only lost a place. Zero's up 1. Charlie's up 3. Munich's down 7, but he has boxed for a new wing. Rage is down 3. He's also boxed. Charlie's up 1, but those two haven't caught the safety car yet. And Lynx is down 6, but They got caught up at the beginning of this race, so they'll probably be glad that they can catch back up without costing any time. Georgia is going to get a drive-through penalty here. He was speeding under the safety car, which is a bit worrying because... Oh, well done, Tetris. Well done, Rob. Calling you Tetris. Georgia's also DNF'd on off track. Why is Chris Allen DNF'd? Hold on, why is Zero retired as well? Okay, possible... Wow, okay. Nice. I like it. Pepin's also in the wall. 2 Ferraris sitting at the front of turn 1 with a Merc. I believe there must be a restart. And there we go. I have no idea. I will find out and try and let people know. Ignore that. We're restarting, so I can't do anything. I'll just wait for an invite. Yeah, I'll try and find out what happened there. I know the safety car came out, but... Right, we are restarting with a new host because there was a bit of a lag issue. Charlie, was it Charlie? A couple of people anyway, I think, crashed under lag, so they're changing host. And I'll join that lobby soon. I think they're going to go from when the safety car came out, though. So positions, David Enshu could find himself up 9 positions on the line here. While we wait for this, though, I will grab something to eat. I am glad there was a restart, though, because that will look a little bit violent. Not that I don't like a bit of violence, but there we go. Oh dear. In fact, I think that's what turn 1 may have caused George and a couple of others to fall to the back. So they're trying a different host. Jensen's going to host it anyway. I think they possibly tried a PC player before and thinking the connection would be better, but it obviously wasn't. While we wait, though, I will just flick back through the qualifying results because we'll be going straight into the race. If I can find it. Where is it? I'll wait for more people to join anyway. That's fair enough. Did Chris cause it? For once, probably not. I know. To be honest with you, I'm not actually sure what it come out for. I know 2 people got caught up in something, but I didn't see any. I didn't see any wing on the track, so there might have been. I probably missed it. I like that from Luke. He wishes Rob all the best for his move, but he first race we had, I can remember Luke taking Rob out at Singapore as well, which was quite funny. I only seem to remember the good bits. Yeah, well, I guess so. I mean, he hadn't got a penalty and we were on lap 3, so he's done well there anyway. He's got to do it all again though. Where did Luke take Rob out? One race, it was. I think it was his first one. Yeah, Adam did funnies at Singapore. That made me laugh. He had damage, but he went into the wall. Yeah, right. That's it. Hungry. Luke thought, yep, invited to the league. Let's take out one of the owners. Yeah. It's all good fun though. Well, you've got another chance, Charlie. I mean, I was at the back on Monday and I avoided most of the carnage at Saudi. And yeah, at Saudi. What a race. Oh dear. Yeah, hards won't break the same as softs. Brilliant. Neither will having a car full of fuel. That's funny. Couldn't have happened to a nicer person though. I think we're almost all here. I think there was 17. They're just customise the grid and we'll probably be going in the next couple of minutes. My brake pedals never worked, Rob. Not properly, anyway. I've only hit you twice, 3, maybe 4 times now. I have learnt to brake earlier behind you, though. The fact that I took you and Matt out in the first race at Qatar was pretty funny, actually. I'm not gonna lie, it was funny. Are we missing people? Oh, there's Pepin. I'd done about two laps at Qatar and thought, yeah, this will be fine. Didn't even know turn 1 where it was. I made Latifi look like Max. Yeah, it does take a little bit of time. When you move or when you join a league and you have to follow certain people, you know, after 3 or 4 races you can kind of guess that they break a bit earlier than you, or where they should and you don't, and it kind of changes a bit of your style, but it's all good. That's it, Luke, give me as many as you can. I've got a container full outside. We've got 17. We're just waiting for new Nick to get in his Ferrari. We are readying up, or some are anyway. Nick's not in his car. Isn't that where you wiped me out? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You've hit me as well. I'm just going to turn in real late. I swear that was near the end of a sprint as well, and cost me a big time tumbleweed. Ah dear. I won't go through qualifying because this will all change. I mean, I think we're trying to ready up because, well, Nick's now in his car. That'll help. So I guess we'll probably be going from that safety car. I don't think the front 5 changed. I know David Enshee was up by about 9 places. It might be as well before the 3 that needed to box did. So Nick could find himself still in 8th. We'll find out though. Hopefully there's no lagging issues anymore. It's raining outside. Why couldn't it rain in the race? I saw that they set it to sunny, so there's not even a slight chance that it's coming near the end, which is a little bit disappointing, but it'll be fine. Actually, I think last season this was an interesting race anyway. I know I think Jensen had a spin here. I think Bullard Chat as well was around him at the time, but I don't think there was any contact. Remember your setups, guys, for anyone who's watching and racing. I don't know what the preset is around here, but I don't think it's going to help. But I will know where we are when I see the grid to where people started. I would hope that everyone starts on the same tyre they were on at the time of the restart. Someone flicking on cheeky soft would be a bit... It'd be interesting. Looking at that strategy that those guys were using, though, hard and mediums, I don't think anyone will be using a soft, depending on safety cars or things towards the end of the race.
keep an eye on people's... Charlie, brilliant. I mean, there's a chance. There's definitely a chance. Around here, there's a few people who could DNF. So, if you keep... I mean, last season I let people pass me and just raced my own race, and I ended up quite high up most races doing that way as well. Right, we're going 1 lights, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we're starting again, and it looks like the orders stayed how it was in qualifying. David Enchu finds himself back up there. Ferrari tried to sneak up the inside. He's going to lose out on 2 spots there. I think that was Pepin. It looks like everyone in the top pretty much stayed where they were again. I don't think anyone made any big moves. George and David Enchu and Zero going side by side there. Pepin's got past Smalley, and Smalley's looking to get back past, going into that right-hander there. Left-hander. I will get it right. Pepin's very close to the Smalley's tyre. He's going to have the inside line. I don't think anyone in front close enough to make a move. Someone's miles off track there, and there's contact between Nick and Smalley. I think that was Silly who was off track. He must have just outbroke himself a bit there. That fight between that Haas and that Bullet Jack continues, and there's a big... I think there was a crash there. I heard a lot of wall. And Smalley's been clipped there, trying to get up the inside of Pepin, and he's fallen back a long way because of it. Going onto that straight doesn't help. They've already lost quite a bit of time to these front 5 as well. Oh, and is that someone spun someone now. I'm not sure who it was. I know that Rude Gillett got tagged, but I'm not sure who actually tagged in there. Might have been... Who else has lost out from the front there? And there's a yellow flag in sector 1. That's another Alfa Romeo. I think that's Lynx. Silly's had to box, and so Smalley as well. So not the greatest start for them in this race. Pepin's already got a penalty there. His teammate, no, not his teammate. Bullet Jack's up the inside of him. Macho has already pulled almost a second on Jensen. There's another yellow flag. That's Smalley. Smalley's out, I believe, and that is a VSC. Bit of our first VSC. Smalley's left the session as well, which is a shame. We will go to tyres just to make sure that, yeah, look, hards and mediums. There is a penalty. That's Pepin 3 seconds. I'm not sure if that was track or something else. I'm not entirely sure. While we do this, though, we will find out position change. Jensen's moved up 1. Sean Larry's moved up 2 because of that incident with the 2 of the front 5. Munich's moved up 3, and Bullet Jet has a drive-through. So even though he was up, he now has a drive-through, and we are going again, and he's going to carry on. He's just going to have to serve his drive-through at some point. Probably with it. Well, he'll have to do it within the next 3 laps. That's not going to help him either. Someone's box. There is a yellow flag in sector 3. I think that might be Lynx. Yeah, he's going to box. Macho's pulling out some speed on some pace on Jensen here. We'll flick through this corner just to see if anyone's going slightly wide. And I've missed half the grid doing it. Brilliant. We'll try again next time. Rude might make a move here, or especially Chris might try and get past Pepin. Looks like Pepin's really struggling on there. In fact, Rude's going to go for a double overtake here. He's going to have the inside line, but Chris will then have it for the next part. He's still there, but he's had to just kind of give that up. He's in 7th though, no penalty at the moment, so he's sitting all right. As Rude there went a bit deep, which has probably cost him in this last corner as well. Jensen's found a bit more time. We'll bring up this so you can see what their battery's like. Macho's on there 80 odd percent. Jensen's used a lot now. He's on 60. He's probably trying to just keep up. These front three guys have moved away from Nick though. He's sitting in fourth, 2.5 seconds behind. George is out, and that's another VSC. Where was George? We'll find the links. George has been going through the through this little kink here under the tunnel, under the bridge. No safety car. This is just a VSC. Someone has boxed. That's Pepin. I don't know if he needed a new wing. He was losing a lot of time down that straight. He's gone to medium, so he'll probably go medium from here, I would think. And we're racing again. Jensen is now only half a second behind Macho as well. So he's managed to keep that gap. Macho, in fact, lost a lot of time there because you can see Nick's gap is down by a second. Jensen with DRS, he's not gonna overtake him yet. He's gonna wait for the next part, which is very smart. He might as well sit behind, wait for the DRS in sector 3 and get past then. He has managed to get his battery back. How 80s? I know there's a VSC, it's fair enough. He is close enough to, I don't know actually, it looks like the Macho's pulling away from him. So Jensen ain't going to get past, he's just going to pull him along a little bit. Billard Jat's going up the inside of Nick there. Into the hairpin. He's got, oh, in fact he's going to box as well, so he's just got past and then flown in the pit. That's moved people. Chris Allen's stuck in this little train behind Rude and Rude Gillett at the moment. Just sitting off the back of Nick. So this is still for top 4 as well. David Enchu's moved up a good lot of places as well. Up 7 already as well. Rudy's up 8. But all these guys sitting behind, even Mr. Rage, he's only 2. Maybe not Mr. Rage now because he's round. But there was only a 2-second gap back to him from there. Now we've got a safety car. So we do have a safety car now. Someone had a drive-through. I think they've yeah, that's been dealt with. Now lap 5, I know there's what 24 laps left, but I would think some of the hard guys, they might box to a medium, or they might just drag out the hard now and go to a soft at the end. It's only, I think they've only done about 2 or 3 laps of proper racing anyway. As we catch the safety car though, Macho maintained his position, Jensen's up 1. He looks like he might be doing some weird things here. Macho's gone and boxed, so's Jensen. I thought some of these hard guys would. Sean Larry's boxing as well. Nick's going to stay out in his hards. He's going to have provisional first for now. A lot of these people have boxed actually behind. I think Chris, was that Chris that went through? Chris has carried on through as well, and so is David Enchu. David Enchu is on that medium. But the front 3, 4 boxes. Jensen's lost out in places there because he had to double stack right behind Macho. So he's lost out to Sean Larry, Rude in the pit stops. He's lost 3, 4. He's lost 6 places there in the pit stop. 3 of them didn't box. We'll just keep an eye on who didn't box. The front 3 didn't box. Bullard Jat also didn't box. Everyone else has boxed. So a safety car probably, it might even do another lap. It depends if Link's boxes here. We'll see what tyre these guys have gone on to as well. Some of these newer ones. Bullard Jat's still on his hard. New Nick is on a hard. So's Chris Allen. David Enchu stayed out in his medium. Macho's now on mediums. These guys will probably go medium to soft now. Macho's medium. Sean Larry's on medium. Bullet Jet's still on that hard. Rue Gillett's on a medium, so is Jensen. Charlie is on a medium as well. Charlie's doing quite well, actually. He's come out in 9th on a fresh tyre. Rudy's on a hard. He might think about going to the end, I'm not sure. Zero, Mr. Rager on mediums. Who's Silly Sly Guy's flicked on soft. Might just be to catch up. Or he might go soft medium, I'm not sure. We'll find out. Pepin's the only one with a penalty at the moment. That's only 3 seconds. I think that was on the first or second lap as well, so it was very early. I'm not sure really where it came from. I wouldn't have thought it was exceeding track limits because he'd only done a few. There probably will only be one more lap. Pepin's carried on going through. We'll see what Silly does on this hard. I would think we're going this up. There is a big gap there, actually. I don't think it's going to matter. Not too much anyway, because Silly and Lynx have now caught up. Hopefully it won't be as late as it was the other day. They called it very late. I would think it would be just around here if it was coming in. There we go, safety car's in this lap. We'll wait for Nick and see what he does. I'm not actually sure if I've seen Nick do a restart before, but we'll see if he can catch out Chris and David Enchu. Macho and Sean Larry all want to try and get past as quick as possible. Rude and Jensen will also want to be making moves. Charlie, if he can stick onto the back of these, he can pull himself away from maybe Rudy on that hard, but we'll see. Safety car is now in the pit, and Nick has gone. Chris looked like he went a bit deep there, so he might have cost himself a bit of time here. Kept around 7/10, so it's not too bad. David Enchu is right on the back of Chris. He might make a move into turn 1 here. He's going to look for the inside, but couldn't just get beside him. Bullet Jet's already been done by Rudy there, and I think Jensen's trying to get through as well. Jensen just got through on Bullet Jet there. I believe it was there where they had a incident last season, so it's very good racing from those two. Macho got past David Enchu there as well, so he's already moved up into the top 3. I would think Sean Larry might even be getting past here as well. Yeah, he is. He's got a lot more speed in a straight line. Or it looked like it until the end there. David Enchu found some straight line speed there and just carried on. Charlie's got in front, or he was in front of Bullet Jet there. He's just going to sit him behind at the moment. Bullet Jet is on that worn hard tyre, and he's just got a 3-second time penalty for the little kink there at under the bridge. That is a vile corner. Him and Pepin are the only people with a time penalty at the moment, as Macho gets past Chris there into 2nd place. Chris will want to hope that David Enchu sits behind him, because that medium tyre will... Well, he's looking like he was making a move there. In fact, he is. David Enchu's going to go up the inside of Chris here into turn 1. Oh, and Chris has almost lost it, but done very well to hold it, and he hasn't lost too many places, I don't think. Macho has gone into first now as well. He's got past Nick. Rude Gillett's got in front of Sean Larry there as well, and Bullet Jat's in front of Charlie. In fact, they're battling it out, going side by side still. Charlie's going to have the inside line, and who snuck through there as well? Rudy snuck through on his 3-lap hold hards. Sean Harry's right on the back of Rudy. He probably will make a move. They might even look to make one. No, not on David Enshu. Rudy gets by. Charlie's going to have the inside still. And that's very good driving from Rudy there, actually, because he had the... oh, and it looked like Charlie just had a bit of lag there. Oh, and he's been tagged by Bullet Jat. It looked like Bullet Jat just tagged the back of his car and spun him, and now he's going to go right to the back. Silly Sly Guy is making massive moves. He was 14th, he's now 9th. He's on a fresh soft though, as Rude gets past David Enshu there. He looked like he went very deep, which cost him a bit. And it looks like Jensen might be able to make a move here as well. It probably is. It probably is, Luke. We'll, they deal with things after though, didn't they? Who's that? Who is that? Going very slow. Nick looked like he had a bit of an issue there. I'm not sure if he's got damage. No, he doesn't look like he's got damage. He might just be struggling on that hard tyre. He's doing very well though at the moment. He is on 24% battery though. Jensen's going to look up the inside of him as well. Make the move done. Is David Enshu going to try and sneak through as well? Yes, he is. He's kind of pushed Nick off there a bit, but I think Nick's going to keep that position. Yeah, it's probably fair for there. He's coming under a lot of pressure actually, Nick, on that hard, but he's got David Enshu behind him on a worn medium. Then he's only got Sean Larry, who was in this top group as well, and then it's back to Chris again. Sean Larry's going to fire past David Enshu. And David Enshu is out of battery already. He's only on 5%. So David Enshu might struggle here to get some battery back up. Nick's on 20%, which isn't too bad. Jensen is on 20. Rude Gillett is on 0. He's used all his battery up, and Macho's on 5 as well, but Macho's got a big lead of 3.5 seconds here. Battle for 4th looks brilliant though. At the moment, Nick's sitting there on a hard tyre but needs to box. So does David Enshu and Chris, but Sean Larry needs to try and get past him down there because he wasn't actually losing any time to the front guys. So he might be able to catch them back up. He's only 2.3 seconds behind. DRS is very powerful as well. Saying that Jensen couldn't get past, but Sean Larry has. He's got past Nick, who now has the guys with the same tyre wear behind him, apart from Rudy, who can't really do much. He's sitting on the back of these 4 guys. There's not really much he can do, even with DRS and ERS. He is on 60% battery though. Chris is only on 35, David Enshu's on 16, and so is Nick. Sean Larry's on 30%. Jensen's going to make a move, is he? No, he's going to sit in behind Rude. He's going to get DRS going down the straight here as well, so he might make a move into turn 1, or he might just wait. They are increasing their gap to 4th here at the moment. Yeah, Jensen's happy just sitting behind. He's not losing time to Sean Larry. They're increasing that by probably half a second every lap. Like I said, Rudy can't really do much. Lynx could even find himself on the back of these if he can find a couple of seconds. Everyone else is pretty close. Zero and Pepin have Mr. Rage, and Zero got past Lynx there. Lynx had it looked like a big issue, and someone's gone very wide there. Was that Mr. Rage? He's lost a lot of time. He should have DRS, but he has lost a lot of time. Rudy fired past Chris, and then when DRS opened, it looked like Chris might even try and move back on him, but he's not going to. David Enshue's tried to get past Nick there as well. That's going to be tight going into the next section. He's just had to sit in behind. Nick's just got a 3-second time penalty as well for multiple warnings. So the pressure's getting to him there with these guys all over the back of him. I mean, Chris might even get past him here. The DRS down here is massive, as Jensen does make a move for second place here. David Enshu got past. Rudy didn't get past Nick either. So it was only one of them. That gap now to Macho is almost on 5 seconds from these two behind, but they are keeping that gap to Sean Larry at 3. As David Enshu and Nick go side by side through the first corner. Are they going to continue that? Oh no, Rudy almost got through there. There is a yellow flag in sector 1. I think that might be Lynx. Rue Gillet's just got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as well. That's not going to help him at the front, but he had fallen off Jensen by a little bit here, so I don't know if he's had an issue. It doesn't look like he's got any damage, but he almost lost DRS there. He's lost 3.5 tenths to Sean Larry as well. And Sean Larry has pulled away massively from these guys behind him as New Nick gets back past David Enshu. David Enshu probably will get a better run going around here. Yeah, he's already back in front of him. Like I said, Rudy can't do anything here. Neither can Chris Allen, really. They're just sitting here waiting for... I know Nick's got a box, so's David Enshu. Rudy might go to the end from here as well, but he is starting to fall off from the front 4, who are probably going to go to soft by the end of this race, or at least another medium. Nick went a bit deep there. Rudy might get an opportunity to try and get past here as well. He's going to have to follow... I don't know where he can go. He's got massive speed on both of them here. He's going to have to try and go around the outside. Oh, what's that? Big lag spike. Or it looked like a big lag spike on my screen. David Enshue's still in... Rude Gillet's left the session. He's up in the third. Which, let me try and send him an invite. I'm not sure if I have him as a friend or not, but I added a few of these guys the other day to make it easier. No, that's a shame. Hopefully he can get back in on the other invite that he had. If not, Sean Larry's going to really enjoy this because he's going to catch up, get DRS and move into the top 3 here. Rugelit's back anyway. He'll be back in his car. I don't think Sean Larry will get close enough to get DRS, but Rude not having DRS on Jensen now has kind of killed his race, I think. Especially because he's got a 3-second time penalty as well, so it just moves him further back. In fact, his car's boxed for him, which is really bad. He's just left the session again. I don't think Rude can get back in his car, but it has boxed him. If that puts on hards, it's put softs on, so yeah, he's been absolutely screwed over by the game. There's 14 laps left. The softs are... He's got a rebox if he gets back in, which is really bad. But it's helped Rudy anyway. He's got past all of these guys, which... in fact, not all of these guys that hadn't boxed, because something's happened to David Enshu, and then Chris is boxed onto a soft as well. Is he going to go to the end? Surely that's too early. We'll see anyway. Macho, if he just keeps his head down, he's won this. I mean, we're already halfway through. I know there could be safety cars, but he pulled away in the first little stint before the first one, and he pulled away again. It's over 7 seconds now to Jensen, who's got a big gap on Sean Larry. That's back to 3.2. Rudy's back. Rudy might be going to the end here, so it'll be good to see where he ends up after all this, but he might not want to try and go to the end when he's only got a 2.5 second buffer behind him to Mr. Rage, who has to box. So he's only 4.5 behind the top 3 anyway. So yeah, we could see a long stint from him. Nick will have to box at some point. I don't know if he'll go to softs, but everyone behind him, I think, will be boxing. Maybe not Pepin, his teammate, but I think everyone behind him will be boxing. So he's technically still 5th at this moment anyway, and he does go slightly wide there at turn 7. To say I was going to be keeping an eye on turn 7, I've done a very, very poor job of it. That car's not even in here. We'll watch Silly. He's now back on a hard. He'll be going to the end, I would think. He keeps inside it. We'll keep an eye on Chris. Chris should be alright. I know he likes to keep within track limits, although the curb didn't want him to there. He had to let right off. Bullet Jet isn't in his car, so yeah, Bullet Jet isn't in his car at the moment, so we still have 13. So Jensen went very deep there. I don't know if he's going to lose a bit of time, or if it gains him time. No, it pretty much gained the same amount of time. Is Nick going to box? Nick's going to box, so he doesn't want to be on those hards anymore. We'll see if David Enshu's going to follow him in. Been on mediums for 15 laps. He'll probably want to flick on maybe a soft here. I don't know what... Nick's gone for a medium. It's probably a smart play. Where's he going to come out? After all the pit stops, he probably will be 5th, unless... I can't see Sly Guy getting past him, actually, here. Oh, that is Sly Guy. He's just past David Enshu because he boxed. Yeah, no, he will. Nick will come out in front of Silly. Yeah, he will. So with the guys boxing in front of him, because I don't think Rude's in his car. No, he's not. Yeah, they all seem pretty decent with that corner, actually. I know most of these guys wouldn't on purposely do things like that anyway, so... There is a gap, actually, to Pepin. Can he make moves? And he might make a move down the next straight. Chris on that soft, who we want him to fire. David Enshu's put on hards. Fresh hards, so he must not have had any tyres. In fact, how many times has he boxed? That will show it. Oh, it's only once, so... Yeah, he's decided to go onto a hard tyre. He didn't think the medium would, and Zero's now boxing as well off of his. I think he was on mediums. Yeah, he's 12 lap on mediums. Where is Nick? Nick's going to fire past him, so... Nick can keep some of this pace up. He could even find himself up there with Sean, Larry, Jensen and Macho, because they will have to box at some point. Silly Sly Guy, did he just box? Yeah, he did. He's on a medium. Wonder how Chris is getting on his softs. He does need to get past David Enshu. It didn't look like he did, actually, though, down that straight. That will help. Jensen's just picked up a time penalty for multiple warnings. And so has Chris. Actually, that turn 7 just gave Chris one, which it seemed a bit harsh, that, to be honest. So Jensen's on a 3-second time penalty, so is Pepin. So is Rue Gillett. Nunick's on 3 seconds as well. Chris Allen's on 3, and so is Bullard Jat. Only 2 guys are kind of not in a battle here at the moment. As Jensen and Macho. What's happened to Macho? Oh, Macho's box, that's why. I knew these guys had to pit. He's put mediums on for 10 laps, fresh mediums. I don't think Charlie, will, sorry, not Charlie, Nick will be anywhere near Macho because he had about a 7.5 second gap on Jensen. Macho's already boxed and come out in 3rd, so he just needs to just drive now. Rudy's done pretty well to be within 2.4 of him as well on that hard. Has Mr. Rage got DRS here? No, and he also doesn't have any battery. We'll see when the others decide to box. They might go to a soft compound here though. Chris has done 4 extra laps and people are on the soft and people are going to mediums, so I don't know if he'll be able to get to the end from there. We'll see what Jensen wants to do. Pepin's picked up another time penalty for multiple warnings. That's in that same little kinky corner. He's on 6 seconds now. He has got a pretty big gap to Rude, who isn't in his car, so I don't think that'll matter. No, it's Nick behind. Nick is closing in though. He is on that fresh medium. Sean, Larry and Jensen carried on going through, so did Rudy. Mr. Rage went through as well. Pepin's carried on going. Rude's not in his car. There's pretty big gaps actually all round, and Chris can't actually get past David Enchu here at the moment. He is stuck behind him on that soft. Charlie's decided to box. He don't want to be on those tyres anymore either. He'll probably be flicking on a... Is that a medium that's just gone on? Yeah, he's put a medium on as well. 9 laps on a medium. Maybe the soft's absolutely shredded. Silly Sly Guy's doing fast things at the back here. Moving up to 12th now. Charlie won't be in front of him after the pit stop. Mr. Rage, I was just about to say he was a 10th behind Rude there. Both of these still have to box. I think Rudy will have to box. He's going to get the DRS going down the next bit anyway. We'll see if Macho can at least get up to 2nd before the last corner. I think he can quite easily actually. Munich's got past Rude there, and Chris Allen got past... Chris Allen's finally got past David Enchu there. Let's see if Sean Larry's just been pulled away from that new tyre. Rudy's had a... He might have outbroke himself actually. It looked like he was coming a long way off of that hairpin. 7. Let's see from the leader because that's only 15 to 4. What's a pit stop here? About 20 odd seconds, isn't it? So Nick could possibly be in P2 after Sean, Larry and Jensen box. It'll be very tight. They'll be on a better tyre, I would think, but Chris Allen and David Enchu doing overtaking things again. Oh, and Chris Allen's gone very wide there. And David Enchu's back through on him. There's Macho. He's right behind Jensen now. Another 8 laps. I would think some of these guys at the front may box now. I'm not sure. The Macho is pretty much a pit stop in front of everyone now. He's got a 20 odd second gap back to Nick, who has boxed as well. Jensen might enjoy the DRS for a lap though, or at least a sector. Because Sean Larry, he's not increasing the gap, but it is it's sitting around 2 to 3 seconds. Mr. Rage is carrying on as well, so is Rudy again. Like I said, even some of these guys on Haas, Rudy and Pepin, they might be going to the end anyway, so... The second Red Bull's very slow. It's Jensen, bless him. He's alright. I can't see him doing another 7 laps on that though. But then how quickly is Nick catching these guys in front? He's taken a second out of Pepin. Charlie and Chris... Rude and Chris have decided to pit there. They're now on fresh mediums. 7 laps left. Charlie gets through. He's moved up to 11th. He doesn't have a time penalty. So he might get top 10 by the end of this. I know Pepin might have to box, and he's got a 6-second time penalty. So the time will be pretty close from there. Jensen, I think, used that DRS for that first bit. He's pulled that gap to Sean Larry over his penalty now. And they're going to carry on going around again. I think they're probably going to go to the end now. Which means Nick needs to try. I mean, he's not going to... Mr. Rage could be in a great place here because he's in 4th at the moment. Just sitting behind... Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He's on a fresh set of mediums, but... I'm not sure if he can get Mr. Rage by all this as well. Pepin, I think he will, and so Rudy, because the hard tyre isn't brilliant after probably 15 laps. That medium, I mean, could die off by the end. You could see Jensen, Sean Larry and Mr. Rage possibly with a puncher as well, so the end of it's going to be interesting. Nick has used all his battery though to try and catch back up, but he is now within that DRS, so I can see him making moves on his teammate here down the 3rd sector DRS straight. There's just big gaps in the front. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. That's Chris, and he's out. Does that say? There's a safety car. So people will be boxing now for softs. Zero and Nick, they're on a fresh medium. So's Macho. They might stay out because by the time the safety car goes in, there'll probably only be 3 laps left. Macho's boxed. I think he could because he had enough time. Jensen is over 5 seconds behind him, so he shouldn't get caught up or have to wait this time. No, you can see he's gone almost straight in. He will stay in front of Sean Larry. Mr. Rage will make sure people go in this pit nicely though. I wonder what Nick's going to box as well. He don't want to be on a medium. Zero also wants to box. Silly might stay out though on this medium because I know he's got a lot of pace. No one wants to. Pepin's retired. That's strange in the pit. And he's left the session. Ooh. He may have had to go. It is because we had the restart later. He might have had to nip off at a certain time. Where's this put Charlie? Is Charlie going to be in... Charlie's in 11th. He's having a good race. He got 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane, then retired. Where is Bullajat anyway? He didn't get over. He's only just in front of the safety car. Yeah, this safety car is going to be out till at least lap 25, going on to 26. He's not there, is he? Right, so Rude's not there. So technically, Charlie is 10th at the moment. Person who that has hindered slightly, though, is Nick, because he was catching these front guys, and now he's got to deal with a penalty. Sigh of disgust. Yeah, that's close enough. That's close enough. Brilliant. You know me too well, Rob. Jensen has a penalty as well. He could lose his podium because of that. Nick has 3 seconds. Rude's got 3 seconds. He's not there, so that won't matter. Silly Sly Guy's got 3, and Bullet Jet's got 3, and he's 40 odd seconds behind. So there's at least another 2 laps of this safety car. Someone's boxed there. Who's that? Charlie. He was on a 1 lap old. He might have done a me move here. Just be at the back, let all the things happen, and slide through on the last three laps with a lap better tyre. Bullet Jet in his car. No, I don't think he is. So we'll wait for the AI to catch up to the pack, I guess. Yeah, no, he's not there. It's ghosted. Yeah, Nick, you just got a little bit screwed over there. You were, if the others had boxed in front of you, you would be in about 2nd place. If they hadn't, you would have got your teammate, but he's not there anymore. You do have a couple of people behind you with penalties, though. You just have to worry about Zero and David Enchu, who's in 9th at the moment. Silly Sly Guy's got 3 behind you. Charlie in 11th doesn't. And Bullet Jet and Rude aren't even in their car, so... Yeah, it's lap 26. Oh, it will be 26 to 7 we're going. So yeah, there will only be 3 laps left. As long as that car of Bullet Jets doesn't box him. I don't think Jensen's going to be very happy though. The more laps they do here, the harder he's going to have to try and push to keep a podium. It would have been close. I think you would have had 4th at least, even with your time penalty. You can blame Chris though. Chris is the one who brought out the safety car. Bullet Jet's car didn't box, so yeah, we will be going this lap. We'll have 7, 8 and 9 to finish off. I don't know if we'll see some team things here either from Jensen and Macho, because Jensen could get past his teammate, who's been absolutely fire tonight. No one's got near him, but then they could try and pull away from Sean Larry. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. That's it, Nick. Maximum places you can lose, I think, is 2, possibly 3. But I think there's still loads to happen in this race. I know there's only going to be 3 laps, but 3 laps left. Everyone on softs. This is going to be a pretty much a shootout, and anything can happen. One little late break from a couple of the cars in front of you and you could find yourself up another couple of places. So safety car will be in this lap, I believe. Keep an eye on penalties. Like I said, Jensen, Nick, Rude, Silly and Bullard all have penalties. Rudy's up 10 places at the moment and Rage is up 7. Rage has had a great race actually. He's kept out of the way. There's a lot of backing up here. Just nice and slow. Sitting at 45 mile an hour. And Macho's decided to go. And Jensen's gone with him and they have pulled out a little bit on Sean Larry there. We'll see if they can get a decent exit out this corner to move it to about 7 or 8 tenths. It's up to 7, so they're on a move, those two, to try and help Jensen with his penalty here. Rudy is that Rage got left behind a long way, and he had Nick up the inside of him as well, and these two are going to continue going through this first sector. I think Mr. Rage just had to kind of let off there as Nick got through. He has got Zero in the Williams all over the back of him as well. The front two have already pushed to 1.2 seconds on Sean Larry, and there's still 2.5 laps left, so they are going to try and... Definitely Jensen is going to try and push his penalty so he maintains a podium here. Mr. Rage and Nick are still going side by side. Nick's going to try and hang around the outside, but he's not going to be able to. He's just going to have to sit in behind. He's very good on the brakes there as well, to make sure he didn't hit the back of Rage's car. This has cost him a bit to Rudy though. Rudy's flown through, and this is costing him a bit. Rage without that penalty is sitting pretty alright there. He is 3.2 seconds behind Jensen, so Jensen's already made a dent on where he's going to be finishing with that penalty. Rudy is about 2.5 behind as well, so Sean Larry's got to try and stick within this last 2 laps. He's got to try and maintain that 1.2 seconds to jump him. Rudy's trying to do everything he can to stick with it as well, because he could find himself on a podium here. There's not much really Zero can do here. He's sitting in a train again. Silly Sly Guy's going to make a move, though, it looks like. Up the inside. He has got a time penalty, so if he's going to try and get in front of Nick. In fact, he's made a big move up the inside. It looked a bit late, but I think Nick had just seen him possibly and went slightly wider. But yeah, Silly's going to try and get in front of Nick to get rid of that kind of penalty on him. But they do look like they're going to lose the top, lose 3 spots behind them. The more that Rage and Nick fought there, and now with Silly, it has kept these guys in behind. And Charlie is in top 10 at the moment. He might find himself 8th. DRS is enabled for the final lap. Jensen will get it. He only needs to make 3 tenths on Sean Larry to keep that second place. Silly Sly Guy and Nick. Is that Nick? Where's Nick? Nick's going to have to sit in behind. Is he going to try and make a move? No, he's going to sit in behind. Sean Larry's doing everything here. Rudy's lost a lot of time here. I don't know what happened, but Mr. Rage is all over the back of him now. He literally just lost a second and a half. Macho's helping Jensen here, keeping him within DRS. Jensen has no battery. Sean Larry has none, but straight line speed, he is losing time now. Mr. Rage gets past Rudy as well, so that's going to help him move up into 4th place here. They're not going to be anywhere near Jensen's penalty, so he doesn't have anything to worry there. Rudy might have played smart here though, let Mr. Rage pass, knowing that the DRS is coming. With Silly as well, even though New Nick and Silly have a time penalty here, they might even fire past Rage as well. I will stay on with this because Rudy's definitely going to get past. Silly might even try and make a move. They both... Oh, and Silly's clipped the back of Rudy. And that sent Rudy massively off. Macho's won this. Jensen's 2nd. Sean Larry will be 3rd. Rudy will be 4th. Even though he got tagged by Silly there in the end, it was enough to... it wasn't enough to allow Mr. Rage to get back past. And that all finished very quick because everyone was close together. So I will go for Mr. Rage in 5th. I don't know where Nick finished in the end. I think he may have lost those 3 places. But yeah, such a late safety car. Anyone with penalties is struggling to pull away in 3 laps, unless you're Jensen and you've got your teammate who's very fast and he's pulled him away. So Macho was first, Jensen second, Sean Larry third, Rudy is fourth, Rage is fifth, Zero sixth, David Entry seventh, Charlie finished eighth in the end, which is very good from him. Silly was ninth, Nick 10th. Rude and Bullard weren't in their car, so I guess they would class as DNFs or DNFs. Pepin was he's DNF, Chris was DNF, Link's DNF, George DNF, and Smalley DNF as well. And as much as I'd love to give Charlie driver of the day, I don't think I can, because there's just someone's just annihilated today pretty much, even from one lap in quali. So I'll have a little thought, but it's a decent finishing position from you anyway. Let me try and get Jensen and Sean Larry in here, because I know Macho doesn't always join. Jensen's got 2, which doesn't help me. In fact, that. Yeah, I thought I added the wrong, Jensen's wrong account there. We'll try again with that. Jensen, I don't think I have Sean Larry unless he accepted my invite the other day. No, we'll just wait for Jensen to see if he joins. Possibly might be able to add a couple of the others, but yeah, pretty good race in the end. The safety car kind of spoiled it for a couple, because they were definitely catching others. But things do happen, and it's just very unfortunate. Macho's definitely going to enjoy that though, because he got fastest lap as well. He absolutely annihilated most in qualifying, apart from Silly, but he was still about 2-3 tenths off of him, but he pulled a gap of about 2-3 seconds before the first safety car, and within 10 laps he'd already pulled another 7 on second place. So Macho is probably deserved of driver of the day today, closely followed by Charlie and Nick as well. There was quite a few people in contention for it. Mr. Rage, yeah, all right, I know. You had a great race as well, finishing. I think you finished possibly 5th in the end. There was a good battle at the end, but couldn't just get past. He loves it, doesn't he? I don't know if Jensen's going to join, but if not anyway, Adam will be back here tomorrow. It's all right, mate. It's a shame because, like I said, if there was a lot of people who were probably on for driver of the day. The safety car may have killed a few or made others come into it, but with the way Macho drove tonight, I don't think many races will be like that this season where one person is so dominant. So yeah, he's probably deserved of it. But like I said, Adam will be back tomorrow for realistic. I believe it's Canada. I should really have done a lap at least, or at least looked at what it is. Yeah, Adam will be back here for tomorrow for Canada and realistic, and he'll also be back for Sunday for P0, and we're at Australia, I think as well. So that's that, and I'll be back next Wednesday, guys, and until then, take care.